Hands off healthcare! 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 Hands off healthcare!
When Obama won Iowa, there was switch.
Let me tell you, I have a neighbor.
Get it going!
We need a sign out.
We have signs. Other people need signs. Thank you. Ask them. Hello!
Hey, how you doing? Oh, she made it back, huh? Is she going to ask Steve Israel a question?
Yeah.
Yeah? What question does she have? You're the interpreter, right?
What do you want to Steve
Is that, what's her name, Buffy?
Yeah. Hands off my mommy's health care.
Oh, is that what she wants to ask? Okay.
Yeah, she says, hands off health care. She's such a trooper.
Okay, I hope he gets that message, right?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Buffy loves.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's fill that up. Wait online to get in.
As I said, I graduated. Your socialized medical plan would have. Yeah, that's right. To me,
Just informed, selfish. Well, that's right.
The Union guy just came over with a sign that said assholes an hour.
He couldn't say
That guy with the no hair.
You guys are going to try and get a seat in there?
We have no ticket.
Oh, you do? Are you hoping to ask Steve Israel a question?
We do. I don't know if they're going to ask any tough questions given the way they're doing it. We all filled out cards, and then we had to hand them into their interns. So I don't know whether they're being sorted out or not. We were told that the League of Women Voters were going to gather up all the cards and just pick them at random and ask the question. Whether or not that's really what's going to happen or not, we'll know once the questions are asked. It looks like there's an overwhelming number of opponents to health care here, and if all the questions come out favorable, you'll know that it's a fraud. If it's legit, then that's great. That's the way it should be.
Okay, well, what question did you want to ask Steve Israel?
The question I want to ask is why not allow all insurance companies to be able to offer their services in any state? The competition alone, 300 insurers in every state, is going to drive down rates. That, and why is there no serious tort reform in any of the bills? Texas, Minnesota both have tort reform. It's proven, it's worked, it's lowered rates in those two states. Why not just adapt something like that for the rest of the country? Those two items alone could reduce healthcare costs hugely.
Do you feel opening it up to the 1,300 insurance companies throughout the country will have a dramatic effect on lowering premiums?
Well, absolutely. Competition always does that. Anytime you have that competition, some of those companies will survive in the marketplace, some of them won't.
Sort of like auto insurance with Geico and Progressive and things like that. People can shop around for their auto insurance.
Absolutely.
Right?
And you're not tied to just, Obama made the thing about, it was down in Arkansas, there's 3 insurance companies that offered their services there. Well, that's insane. Because how do you generate any kind of competition in that kind of a system? But if you open that up to all the insurance companies, then the marketplace is going to drive that. It's going to drive those rates down. Competition is going to be good for that.
So do you feel government interference has caused the lack of competition among the insurance companies by making the choices very scarce within each state?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Not only just in healthcare, but in almost everything the government gets involved in. Over-regulation, ties the hands of innovation, creativity. It stifles job creation. I think that's a big problem with where we're going right now.
And you mentioned tort reform, so that's another big issue. So you feel that doctors' malpractice insurance and the fact that they have to practice defensive medicine really drives up the cost of health care, huh?
Absolutely. My father-in-law right now is 90 years old. But every time he goes to the doctor, they don't treat him for what the ailment is that he's walking in for. They run a battery of tests. And the reason they run a battery of tests, they're not saying, hey, I've got a stomach problem. They're running all kinds of tests on this man, putting him through all kinds of added expense and whatever, because they're scared to death of getting sued.
Right. So those are two very big things. So if you get a chance, you're going to try and answer that question.
Absolutely.
Well, even if you don't get that chance, it's going to go on YouTube. So,
perfect.
And so we're going to put it out there for you.
Terrific. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You have a good day.
When I had my question.
What's that, sir?
My question was how. Okay, with money sitting from the TARP bill here in New York State, what business models are being looked at and what projects are being approached in order to change the economic and healthcare climate here on Long Island,
right?
Suffolk County, Islip, Bayshore, Brentwood area. That was the question that I had. That was like the main question.
Yeah, that's a pretty big question. What happened to the TARP money? They're trying to look into it now. It seems to be, well, I forgot the amount, but it's billions of dollars are missing that is not accounted for. So.
I put hundreds, thousands, millions. I didn't want to have to go to decimals or how much, but it's a lot of money. I was at a conference and they were talking about how that's one of the biggest problems at this point for New York State. All the money that was set aside for the TARP bill that would have been collected here in New York State, the problem that they're having currently within New York State government is they don't know what to do with it because they don't have the models to go by. They're looking into which models work. But honestly, I mean, you have to go to each county, you have to go to cities, you have to see how one city's doing it, then you take that city and you see if you can transfer that model that it's using over to another city. Every city here on Long Island is different.
Right. So you think that money's just sitting there without...
It's going to sit there.
It's going to sit there.
It's going to sit there. It's going to sit there and it's going to sit there for a while. And who knows how long before something gets done with it.
Right.
The other things that are going on, H1N1 virus, unemployment rate, and then at the end, people are still getting burned because they have no jobs, they have no money, their kids, have nothing going on. People are getting sick. Bank accounts are being wiped out. Your house is being put up for foreclosure and bankruptcies and everything else. And if that's not a concern for people, I don't know what is.
Right.
Okay.
Well, good luck.
Not to mention the stuff that's going on overseas. So.
Right. It's a lot on Obama's table, huh?
I would say so.
All right. Well, good luck. Take care.
Thank you.